Hello YouTube and welcome to the VOD. Today we are taking on the Cobalt Seal after moving this whole cycle. We kind of messed around in here for probably one too many settlements, but we barely made it out here. Before anyone gives me any crap, I cannot click on these events, it's too late. We are bringing 15 packs of provisions and 30 grain with us in addition to what we normally bring. Due to an event that we did earlier in this cycle, and now we get to do the seal. It's the final one of this storm. It is the highest difficulty one I've ever reached, and you know, if it's like the other boss fights, then it should be not too difficult. The hardest part is going to be dealing with all of the prestige 10 modifiers, which just make the game more difficult. Now, we have brought 20 embarkation points with us. We saved up all of our reserve embarkation points to allow us to bring more stuff in. Now, I want to bring foxes. I'm nervous about heartbeats leaving. And I do want to bring in humans for farm finding and farm efficiency, but I think bringing foxes in is more important. Something about the rainwater and doing events more quickly just sounds too good to be true for me right now. Now, even though I'm not bringing a human, I am going to bring a farm in because I need farms. Now, the small farm and the berry farm are the same cost, so I might bring both of them, but what do these people eat? Porridge can be made with grain. Biscuits and pie can be made with grain, so maybe I should be bringing the small farm instead. Or, as I said, I could bring both, because then you can make everything. You just have to explore enough to get it. Let's see what bringing it looks like. And then, you know, we could bring a delivery line with us. But I'm not sure that that's a great idea. We could bring teeth, but 3 a minute isn't a lot. It adds up, but it's not going to, I just don't think it's worth the 7 embarkation points that we would spend on it. I'd rather bring like a blueprint building, or maybe, well, we definitely want to bring parts. We're already bringing some packs of provisions. 28 amber sounds decent, like it could help us get out of a few pickles. We could bring more packs of provisions for more trade. And then we got 4 left, so we could bring some building materials or some food. We can't bring any fuel except for wood. And you know what? We might bring the wood too. Can we find basically everything on the ground here? Yeah, we can find a lot. No stone. There's copper mines, okay. There's sea marrow. A trapper's camp looks like it would be decent. Not that we could bring it at this point, but you know, I could trade some things around, including getting rid of one of the farms. And then, yeah, you know what? I think we're cool with this. Let's just grab building materials. So we'll bring some planks and we'll bring some wood. And you know what? I'm a little nervous because I've been practicing for this for a while, or building up to this for a while, and if we mess up here, we gotta go through all those towns again. Finally! I don't know why it wants us to name this village. We'll never see the name of it ever. But here we go. We're going foxes and harpies. We're bringing extra people. We got some bricks and some planks and some wood. We're gonna have some coal. All right, let's embark on Prestige 10, the Cobalt Seal. 5 minutes in. While it's loading in, I've been playing backpack battles on and off stream on Twitch, so if you want to check me out there, go for it. I should start uploading backpack battles videos up here on YouTube as like non-live content, but we'll see if I find the time for that. I'm about to get really busy again. But we load in, and we're gonna do what we always do. We are going to build the path around our main complex so that our people can move, I think it's, what, 5% faster? Yeah, which, you know, adds up. Plus, there's other modifiers that can increase their speed on paths. Plus, the dirt path is free to build, so if we've got a free builder, it's okay for them to use their effort on making all the rest of our people just a little bit faster. I don't like this narrow gap in here. But, you know, it is what it is. And it has shown us our other race is the lizards. And I gotta be honest, I don't know how we're gonna fare in this, but so we have to cut into a glade, and then it'll show us the direction towards the seal. And you can delete the things that show you the way, and it'll give you some resources, which is pretty cool. But they'll stop showing up once you find the seal. So maybe there's some balance in that. It's just an extra reward per glade kind of a thing. But we've placed down the paths, and now we will place down our woodcutters camps. We will start with 2 of them, but every single tree we cut down in this biome is going to increase our hostility levels, so we kind of have to be really surgical about it. And normally I would try and like clear the stuff up to make more efficient like room for building placement, but we aren't gonna have that luxury in the sealed forest biome. We'll go ahead and place down these camps since we're gonna want to get our people on that ASAP. And then we may as well place down a couple homes, right? I might want to build them over here and over here, so maybe we'll wait until we can move our woodcutters camps. What's our first set of buildings? We can pick the foragers camp, grain, roots, and vegetables. Yeah, we could only get roots out of that. The market is an interesting thing to pop up. It would ensure that we get a luxury building that increases the carrying capacity of all of our people. Just by putting 2 people in there, everyone can carry an additional 10. Things, so it increases the logistics just by having that, which is pretty sweet, honestly. Other than that, you know, I'm looking at maybe the artisan, since harpies like working there, and it'd be an efficient way to create some of these secondary goods. The smokehouse might be nice. There's clay on the ground, which means that we could be making pottery for a container. Incense is useful for the lizards, but we probably aren't going to focus on that. And then I think jerky is useful for the harpies and the lizards and the foxes, maybe. Let's check. It's good for the harpies. It's not good for the foxes. But yeah, it's good for the lizards. So it's good for 2 of our people. Plus, lizards really like working here. They're efficient and comfortable working here. They have proficiency and comfortable there. So we're actually probably going to end up on the smokehouse. We have a clearance water geyser as our first geyser. It's showing us that because foxes are in our first group. So we're going to cut towards that to find our sealed forest and our first clearance water. And then we should be getting orders, but reputation doesn't really matter, other than it unlocks buildings for you and it reduces the queen's impatience. But it's not our victory condition in this one. Our victory condition in this one is completing all of the tasks to awaken the Guardian to reseal the seal for us. And that way, it'll extend the duration between storms, increasing our cycle duration, which allows us to get out to the next seal. Yeah, I probably should have prioritized the woodcutters camps. My bad. I don't know where my head's at. The builders will build everything in the order that you place them down, unless you set priorities. Alright, so our first cornerstone. We get one of these every year. The first one comes after a few minutes, a quarter of the way through the drizzle. But every year after this, it'll come immediately after the storm. So we could get grain bags, which would increase our grain production in a ramping fashion. But there's no grain on the ground, so it would have to be through our farms. 3 per minute is, you know, probably not as good as the grain bag. We might just want to reduce our susceptibility to corruption by increasing our resistance to corruption by 400 off the bat. That could be really nice. A reroll could possibly be worth it here, but I think ramping grain or the corruption. So let's see. Gathering speed is decreased by 50% during the storm. Okay. Extremely strong winds made it difficult to sustain the flame. Fuel consumption in hearts is increased by 200%. Okay. We need extra fuel. Got it. The wind and rain in this region seem more destructive than usual. Pay 5 oil with each storm multiplied by the number of years played. If you don't, 2 random resource nodes will be destroyed. Oh, gross! So I need to be making oil. Got it, coach. Villagers with this effect have a 5% chance of perishing every 15 seconds if they don't have their services fulfilled. So we need hostility reduction like crazy. So, wow, that's horrible. Ramping grain still looks good to me. The corruption looks good to me, but I think we gotta re-roll because I am looking for a hostility reduction modifier. Newcomers arrive faster. That's not hostility reduction. Herbs, we don't collect herbs. Ramping mushrooms. There are mushrooms on the ground. 1 lizard for every 25 eggs produced. No, thank you. I mean, I don't want to use all my rerolls right now. Let's just do ramping mushrooms. We're already collecting mushrooms over here. So by the end of these 3 nodes, we should be really effective at collecting mushrooms. So that'll be nice for us. Let's go ahead and throw in a harpy as our firekeeper, because they will increase the carrying capacity of everyone in our settlement, and that sounds really useful at the beginning to just get us established. Oh, I shouldn't have put harpies in the woodcutters camp because they are effective in the herbalist camp. Oh, and we've got 4 stacks of mushrooms. I thought there were only 3. So yeah, I'm glad we re-rolled for mushrooms. That was way worth it. Every 25 times they collect mushrooms, it gets +1. So when they're done with the first stack, the second stack will produce twice as many mushrooms, and the third stack will produce 3 times as many, and the fourth stack will do 4 times as many. So by the end of this, even just small amounts of nodes over here, that is really going to pay off, and it'll ramp up faster than the grain was going to. So I'm glad we re-rolled for that. We'll throw the 2 lizards in there just to like have them busy collecting reeds. That'll get us some clay and roots in addition as they gather that. And then I think we're gonna go ahead and pick the smokehouse. A rain mill sounds really nice. 3-star porridge could be really great too, because that's just grain and drizzle water. Or any of the water, doesn't have to be drizzle. The pickled goods would be nice, and you know we're going to be producing pottery, so, and mushrooms. And then having access to a crystallized dew recipe sounds really great to me, even though we're going to struggle to fulfill all the things on it without like a ranch or something. Having access to even a bad crystallized dew recipe will help us build fox houses. So I'm really interested in the beanery right now. Coal is an interesting way to stretch our wood into more fuel with that 3-star coal recipe. But I think I have to resist. We've already got a good jerky recipe. And 1-star bricks isn't quite enough. Though lizards also like working here. Lizards and lizards and foxes like working in the beanery, so that really that sells it for me. Though harpies would be proficient in the tea house as well. And this would be a really nice tea recipe. Yeah, but we're gonna need that crystallized dew, so we may as well pick the beanery first. Ooh, interesting. The forester's hut. This would allow us to grow crystallized dew on farms. The trapper's camp would be interesting, depending on what we find. Skewers, biscuits, and pigment. It's also interesting that we don't have flour yet. But I find that waiting for flour to get biscuits is not a good idea. Skewers, harpies definitely like skewers. But I'm thinking the 2-star trapper's camp or the forester's camp, depending on what we find in our first few glades, but we'll hold on for now. The beanery and the smokehouse are both drizzle, which means they're not going to be getting this clearance water, but that's fine. The cookhouse would also be drizzle. Wow, that's so funny. And by funny, I mean unfortunate. Why couldn't you be a drizzle geyser? So the special thing about a geyser is it produces that type of water all year, while if you have a rain collector, it only produces the type of water from that season. And here are our orders: build some houses, get some bonuses, or keep Fox Resolve above 15 will give us some bonuses. I think we're going to go for the housing one. We're going to be building houses. Cut through the forest to discover 3 glades and rebuild a building, or do Harpy Resolve above 15. Yeah, we're gonna pick the perks over here. I really like plus. I mean, the stone isn't really gonna help us. Maybe as a secondary collection off of something else, but it's not sitting on the ground. Clay is sitting on the ground, so +1 to that would be great. We're gonna open up quite a few glades to get this started off anyway. Though we are not going to cut into 5 in the next 5.5 minutes. Y'all are crazy. 5 stone per minute would be pretty sweet. The brickyard is awesome because it's a great brick recipe. But we already have the crystallized dew in the pottery, so it doesn't matter that much. It would be nice because just for the great brick recipe and because it's a comfortable place for the foxes to work. 7 building materials is packs of building materials is tempting, but I think we will complete 3 glade events without even trying, so I'll go ahead and pick that one, even though the reward isn't as good. Alright, yeah, let's just I guess we should start building the houses. So in the wake of these buildings, I can see, I'll get them to chop these trees out. It'll increase our hostility, but it'll allow us to build more houses over there. Because I think our people are going to need to be housed. Impatience grows 70% slower during the drizzle season. The queen seems to be preoccupied with more pressing matters. Okay, cool. That's nice. So our impatience will grow much slower. It's actually growing 0 per minute right now. Oh, 0.01, got it. It's just super low. By the way, if you're watching this live, feel free to backseat. But I imagine at 3:40 local time and very few amount of followers, no one's going to be watching this live. It's probably all in the VOD. And hello to the past, or hello from the past to the future. It's good to see you. Hope all's well. If not, you know, I hope this video helps make your day a little better. So these trees have 20 charges each, which makes them really hard to get through. Some of them are 2 charges, but every tree increases your hostility. Oh, I do like that we're getting sea marrow off the trees. That's an interesting interaction. Sea marrow and meat, so it's like and leather, so they're like real fleshy. It's so gross. I could afford to speed this up. We just have people chopping away into our first glade so we can find the direction of the seal. And we're building our houses slowly. We are going to need one more house than that, so when we can move this woodcutter's camp, we can build the final house. I like this biome, how it has a different way of adjusting hostility. I think that's interesting. It makes it a more unique experience. I didn't realize I didn't put the woodcutters back in there. It's fine. Can you move yet? Just in time. Cool. Yeah, let's get this final house down so that our people have some shelter during the storm season and we'll be good to go. Alright, the first glade is open and the seal is off in this direction. So I'm going to assume it's actually just like right here, which makes it fairly close. We do have a single ore vein here, which is kind of inconvenient that it's just a single one, but that's okay. Here's the clearance water geyser, and then we've got a bunch of reeds. So, you know, but we can totally destroy these guidance stones, and it'll give us some resources. Yeah, 8 resin and 15 stone. So that's pretty sweet. I'm not sure we will keep all of these woodcutters in for the first year, but I say we start snaking our way through, and I'm holding down shift to mark the trees. G will unmark them. Or it's this button right here, and we'll cut through to this next one too. I think I should go ahead and build the geyser. Wow, that's a loud horn. And it should be coming up. Yeah, we should be fine placing it that direction. We can build a path up here this way. Then we'll be good to go. We are at hostility 0, so we're good to leave our woodcutters in. Plague of mosquitoes. The ancient seal is crumbling, releasing a new plague every storm. Plague of mosquitoes. The sky turns black with swarms of mosquitoes. Bitten villagers can't focus on work. Global production speed is 50% slower. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So it's a super long storm, 4 minutes. And everyone's producing slower. So I'm glad we got our house up. Everything's fine. The next place is open, and I'm thinking, oh, what's there? Small abandoned cache. There's some more, There's some small insects and some sea marrow that we can be collecting, and there is some stone on that. So getting that bonus to stone production would be pretty sweet. And what's that from? Glade events? No, that's from we need to rebuild a salvage a ruin and open up one more glade. So that'd be pretty interesting to get before we start collecting the sea marrow to double our stone production every time it procs. And then we could use stones that we gather from the sea marrow or the sea marrow itself to break open a chest. The oil's going to be useful at a certain point. Bricks are nice. Or we could use our tools to go ahead and get some amber. And do a loyalty decision. But we'll hold off on that. There's no rush on that. There are incentives for holding off on that, built into some of the cornerstone choices and orders and perks. So we can go ahead and start gathering up some clearance water, even though we don't really have a use for it yet. We could put it in the porridge. Who do we want to add to our party? I think another fox would be a good idea. And it comes with a part. Those are hard to come by. Let's go for it. And we'll put you right into here. The perfect amount of housing. 12 people, 12 shelter. It's perfect. Alright, and then these are the big abyssal trees. So we'll go ahead and chop these up for wood and to get to our seal. Hopefully our woodcutters can get in there before the end of the storm. Actually, if we want them to get in before the end of the storm, we should do the easy ones to clear instead, huh? Yeah. We'll chop the rest of those out later. So the reason I want them focusing here is because I want to deal with the glade event during the year. There's going to be a glade event and a dangerous glade. So, it's going to challenge us, and I want that to be resolved before the storm is over. Wow, they collect reeds really quickly. 6 seconds to collect? Yeah, that's super fast. Alright, and we've busted in. We found our first farmland, which is just great. We've got clay on the ground, also awesome. And a really nice spot for, we got a big copper vein here. So that'll get us plenty of copper if we build a mine on top of that. Plus we have found the seal, which means we are now officially making progress on the seals here. The seal opens. The monstrosities locked inside want to take over the world again. Hungry for revenge, they release different plagues upon the settlement within every storm. Yeah, we figured that out. Collecting 4 different parts of the ancient guardian and closing the seal is the only way to win. There is no time to waste. May the storm be gentle on you, Viceroy. So we have to do these different tasks. So like we have to collect the heart of the guardian, and the heart can be made by purchasing perks and blueprints off of a trader, or by earning 3 reputation points from events, or by installing 8 rain engines in production buildings. And you can choose which one of these you want. You can also choose which ones you're tracking. But you can kind of choose your path. But when you find the seals, when it starts counting progress. I'm sure installing the 8 rain engines, it would have retroactively done that. But these other ones, I don't think that they retroactively count. Now, I could be wrong, but finding this is great. After obtaining a guardian part, you will be able to choose an epic cornerstone offered by the seal keeper. So that's pretty cool. The seal keeper, Rahatiel the Elder, will be giving us perks as we accomplish our goals. You know, obviously that means they're going to give us 3, and then when we get the 4th one, we win. So 3 extra perks sounds good to me. I typically go the trade route, but who knows? We might complete this event differently. Oh, that's not good. So if we ignore this, we'll get some Queen's Impatience and have Fishman Totems to deal with. But if we don't ignore it, we are going to have to get a lot of stone tools or training gear soon. Or some complex food. So that's not good, because we don't really have access to those things. Which means we need to build ourselves our trading post, which can go anywhere in the world. It can move for free, so there's no reason not to just build it next to the warehouse. And your builders will have like a short walking distance, right? Oh. We'll throw a fox in there to reduce our hostility level. But we don't have a way of making that stuff yet, so that's not good. We are probably going to deal with the consequences of this. But this is a very nice glade. We've got a nice farm that we can place either one of these in. What's our food sources again? Porridge and jerky. So the small farm will help us with porridge the most. And then if we place down a mine, that'd be really nice over there. But, you know, do I really want to make that yet? I might need those planks for our smokehouse. No, we can still make it. Ooh. That was a rough event for us to start on. But yeah, if we just collect some insects, we can make jerky, and jerky, it will allow us to handle this event if the trade route doesn't. Haulers can carry 5 more goods, get some clay and some leather, that's fine. We'd prefer the Queen's Grace and the Amber Pouch, but I do like perks. And we just need that event to not fire off, so, you know, that'd be pretty good if we could avoid that. Alright, it advanced the year, increased our hostility. All houses have room for 1 more villager. Sounds great. 1 amber for every 50 wood produced. Also sounds pretty sweet. Hostility is reduced by 40 for every hearth upgraded to neighborhood level 2. Shady character appears in your settlement. You can choose 1 blueprint from all unlocked blueprints. Oh my goodness. These are all amazing. I think I'll regret not choosing all houses have room for 1 more villager because the space is really small. But there might be a blueprint that I want just like for free, right? We already brought 2 farms, so I'm definitely not picking the Forester's Hut or the Herb Garden. We didn't find bigger meat sources, so we probably don't want to upgrade the Trapper's Camp. We could re-roll for 10 amber, but I don't think that's the right call either. So I think we'll just upgrade the Trapper's Camp. It might even have faster times. Let me check. I was building the trappers camp down here. 20, 20, 20. Because they're all 1-star recipes. What if we pick this? 13, 13, 13. Yeah. So it increases the gathering speed. So that'll be nice. But is there a blueprint that we really need? Let's think about it. Because we do have the farms, right? Plenty of farms. We're going to have food sources, right? The smokehouse, yeah. Insects and whatnot. We could get the ranch. And lizards enjoy the ranch. The ranch could be really good for us. I used to knock the ranch, but I really like it now. The beanery. Doesn't really need the ranch, but it could be super useful. All houses have room for 1 more villager is cool, because then you can build like your advanced houses, and with small amount of space you can fit more people. That would upgrade all of our structures forever, while the smugglers visit would just get us the ranch, which is really good, right? Because it turns your grain and your plant fiber into edible stuff, and the reeds too. So it can like increase your resource diversity, which allows you to make more complex foods off of your farms. Plus with the lizards, that's the most expensive cornerstone you can buy. The smuggler's visit, if it comes in a trader, it's more expensive than any of the other ones. Gain 1 amber for every 50 wood produced would be nice, but not on this map. We're trying to avoid cutting down trees, but we are still producing wood. It's not 50 trees cut down, it's 50 wood produced. I want to choose the houses, but I'm going to go with the smuggler's visit, and we're going to pick the ranch. Well, let's look, but I think we're going to pick the ranch. Greenhouse could be interesting with the mushroom production and our ramping mushrooms. But it's 1 minute and 24 seconds to produce 4 mushrooms. That's insane. Though I guess it does produce year round. We could go for something like a lumber mill, or like the supplier, the stamping mill, the tool shop. Supplier is interesting because it would give us access to flour, planks, and water skins, which are all things we could use, and the harpies would be comfortable working there. But again, there's other substitutes for that. There's no substitute for the ranch. I think we just pick the ranch here and have a good day. Yeah, I don't regret it at all. So we'll throw the ranch down here, and I'll deactivate that for now because we want the trading post, the smokehouse, and our farm to be built first. I don't think we need these guys collecting reeds right now. I'm okay with them collecting some mushrooms, but we don't need to. And then they have a 10% chance of doubling the yield, so like with this ramping mushrooms, it's really nice because they could be doubling the already doubled yields. Cut through the forest to discover 3 dangerous or forbidden glades. Have at least 2 hearths upgraded the neighborhood too. Let's do the cut through. 8-minute timed to get 50 eggs delivered and 50 insects. That would be interesting. The granary would be a fine reward for that, and +1 egg production would be nice, but I don't think it's necessary. Deliver 40 oil. Oh, we should have chosen oil recipe. Whoops. Discover 2 glades at an interval of 150 seconds. Okay. We'll get some villagers, some tools, and some incense. Okay, so we could do this quickly. And they don't have to be dangerous. And then that would get us the tools that we need for our thing. So it would encourage us to have woodcutters again. I like where this is going. Yeah, I think as opposed to delivering all that stuff, we will pick this one. We'll get our tools. We'll get some more people. This sounds great on every level. So let's get some woodcutters in. Right. Okay, here we go. And here we go. And we'll move y'all. And we need to cut into these 2 glades really quickly, back to back. Alright, well, I guess we'll delete this for now. So we can move our other woodcutters camp down here. Yeah, I like this plan. I'm not in love with it, but I like it. So we'll cut something 2 wide into here. And then we'll cut through here. And hopefully we can do that in quick succession. Get our tools. And then do our event. We should have a trader show up immediately when this trading post is built. Sahilda is her name. And remember, buying 5 perks is a way to start working on that seal. However, amber's hard to come by. Yeah, all our stuff is worth half on this trade screen. It's not worth half on the trade route screen, but it is worth half at our trading post when a trader shows up to us. So what we want is probably a decent perk like fuel burning longer, which is very just like middle of the road, generally good, you don't notice it kind of an improvement. So we'll go ahead and buy that, and then we'll trade off some mushrooms. Yeah, I'm cool with that. We'll get 10 amber for a very small amount of amber's worth of stuff. And it'll come in 2.5 minutes. And because it's 10, it will increase our reputation with less than 9, please. Which was a settlement I did where I needed to do it in less than 9 years. And I did it in 8, so it's perfect. But that'll increase our standing with them, which should end up in us getting better trades offered to us in the future. Is there anything else we need from them? Want to trade for anything that will help us with this? Maybe she doesn't have 45 stones. She's got 40. Oh, well, there's stones here. Alright. There's 15 and there's 15. Plus the 16 resin. That's pretty nice, right? So for 15 stones, we could start on this. $375 worth. What do I want to trade for that? Most of my reeds, I'm actually okay with that. Thank you, Sahilda. You rock. She has saved more than one run for me. And while I don't consider this saving the run, am still super thankful. And we need a harpy back in here. Because I need these people to be able to carry more stuff on their way out there. So I'm glad we threw that harpy in first before they started walking. Let's investigate. That should make it 3 trips instead of like 5, which should reduce the amount of time it's needed. Hopefully they get done before. I will be needing to break people away to deal with the fisherman totems that spawn every 60 seconds or whatever, but we'll deal with that as it comes. Oh, another farm over here and another mine. This one only has 3 copper veins, but that's fine. Another farm is fantastic. We will go ahead and place our farm stuff there. And then, can we even get them both back in here? No, we can't. I'm gonna have to get rid of that farm plot so I can move this guy over here. Let's unmark these trees. And if we've got a builder somewhere, they can be building the path down. That sounds great. Let's cut into this within our 2-minute period. Yeah, we'll be just fine on that. We are increasing hostility by cutting into that stuff. And now, I did say hostility as it went up just because one of these popped up, but that's fine. Oh, we can just take the guy out of there, toss him in there, and investigate. The foxes get it done 5% faster, so that's nice. Ooh, done doing the glades. That gave us the tools, but now we have the tools for other things. We were able to complete this with the stones. They would have been able to take all the tools out there in one trip, which would have been nice. Didn't think about that. Oh well. Past the point of no return on that one. So this is another trader that just showed up in a glade that we opened. Vital equipment when exploring the wilds. Gain 6 packs of provisions every time you discover a new glade. That'd have been nice a while ago. +1 clay production's interesting. Stuff up here. Oh, we could have bought the 30 jerky for that as well. But that's fine. I'm glad we got to 20 tools now. So we don't want anything from him, but we did get another farm. That's awesome. Alright, so I'm glad we brought 2 farms with us. I don't regret not, I have no regrets about not choosing another farm. We have 2 with us. That's great. It's phenomenal. It's fantastic. And then I need to rebuild a ruin, but we haven't found any yet. When I rebuild a ruin, our stone and our clay production will go up, and we'll also get the tools, but we're having a hard time finding that. That's fine though. I'm just glad that we've started on the seal. We're going to get 1 reputation point from events here. This one would give us another 0.5 with 9 tools. And then if we cut into our other nearby glades, they could offer us other events as well. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. We have the trapper's camp now, so we can set it up on these insects. And it'll be ready for people whenever we get them. Is there any other trade routes we can do? No, not this season. But we are getting the smokehouse in. That'll be a nice, happy place for lizards to work. 5.5 minutes. Yeah, it's going to be happening during the storm, which means our hostility is going to be going up from these totems. But that's perfectly fine. Our drizzle's almost over, so there's no reason to start planting this year. I think we'll start with a year of grain before we do anything else. And that'll be fine with me. Okay, yeah, in terms of what our woodcutters need to be doing now, they just need to be harvesting wood from a place that is not going to increase our hostility a lot. So these larger trees, not that smaller tree. And we'll go ahead and mark those. Though maybe I should be growing towards another dangerous glade. Or maybe not. I'm not sure yet. Alright, yeah, that should be fine. That'll give our woodcutters plenty to do. We don't need an infinite number of them in. Yeah, actually I'm cool with another harpy going in here. And some lizards going in here. And then this lizard does not need to be in there. He can be in here. And a fox. And then I'll keep 2 foxes for dealing with the events that pop up over here. Sounds good to me. Good enough for me. And then I need to build shelters over here. So we will move this trading post out to the boonies. And just generally keep it out of our way as time moves forward. Build 2 houses in anticipation of immigrants coming in, and then I can clear out these 3 trees. And they'll be good at collecting these berries as well. I can place another one there. Fish totem spawned. Ooh, that's gonna be rough. And then if I wanted to build a plantation over here, I would want to cut down these trees. And if I wanted to build a farm over here, I could just do that. So let's deactivate. We'll go ahead and build our crude workstation and a makeshift post. Our workstation will be creating our building materials, while the makeshift posts, hopefully we never have to use. But it'll be there just in case we need to make some packs. Fishman totem appeared again. We're gonna need a blight post next year too, so that might be interesting to look at how we're gonna build that. The ranch, I want the ranch, right? Man, we're gonna have a rough time fitting all this stuff in. We need a hostility reduction thing going on. Maybe we can get like a perk that retroactively reduces hostility based on loyalty decisions. Hint, hint. Hopefully foreshadowing. The plague of malady. The ancient seal is crumbling. Releasing a new plague every storm. Blah, blah, blah. Plague of malady. The sealed ones have inflicted a mysterious disease on the settlement. Villagers take 50% longer rest and have a 100% higher chance of consuming twice as much food during a break. Okay, that's fine. Oh. So we got rid of our woodcutters, but we're still at a really high hostility level. How's that? That trapper left real quick. I was not paying attention to that. Okay. Yeah, that's not good. It's all this hostility over here from these fishman totems. Yeah, we're losing tons of people. This is not good. Okay, so we're gonna burn all of our fuel. Just dealing with one event. Yeah, that's not good. We're gonna lose a ton of our workers. But hey, at least we've kept the foxes around that are working the event and such. Oh man, this is bad. Oh, maybe I can throw a fox in here to reduce our hostility? No. Well, that'll at least save our fuel, but it's not going to save our people. Yeah, this is not good. This is not good. This is not good. Firekeeper's missing? Okay, yeah. Oh, sweet. Wow, that was horrible. We got 6 people left. That's basically who we showed up with. Even less. Wow, that turned around real quick. This might be the end of our run. I mean, you know, I'm not giving up. Okay, don't get me wrong. This is not looking good. It's not looking good. Yeah, there's no reason for us to build the farm down there. We don't have enough people to work it. May as well investigate this and get our amber and reduce our queen's impatience. We got 2 buildings we can pick. Would you look at that? Just like I asked for, the supplier. The butcher would allow us to make the oil. And I believe, no, they're just proficient here. Skewers and oil would be nice, though. The forum is a 15% chance to double production. Temple is, oh, yeah. Hostilities reduced by 20 for the amount of time we spent burning stuff. I don't think we're gonna have that much more to burn. Yeah, and 20 is not sufficient enough. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with the butcher here. It sounds great. Yeah, this feels bad. So we need to pick the most number of newcomers. Use 175 clearance water and rain engines. Oh, we're gonna have to build our blight post this year too. Or deliver a bunch of packs. I mean, we'll deliver a bunch of packs. 50 amber and the market will give us a nice perk and some complex food. Or sell goods worth 45 amber and use 130 rainwater of any type for some green perks. 50% faster traders and builders can carry more, and some wildfire essence. I really don't want to. Oh, we didn't even pick the market, so yeah, we'll go for the value of trade goods. We have a new cornerstone. Porch production increased by 1 for units of drizzle water produced. Okay, that's interesting. But we aren't producing drizzle, so it's not that interesting. Trade routes are worth 1 more amber. This is really nice on this mode, so yeah, we'll pick that. Oh, yeah, we don't have it. So it's gonna eat 2 random resource nodes unless we produce the oil from the butcher. You know what? I really don't want to sell these parts, but I think we need the amber. Yeah, we need oil. Okay, what do we got? 1 insect for every 2 mushrooms produced. Yeah, let's do that. You know, 30 is just the right number to get like an event solved, so I think we'll hold on to our incense for now. I'm a little scared to chop into another glade after that last one. It kind of rocked our world. But we still need to rebuild rebuild a ruin so that we can get our bonus to clay and stone production, and then we can get a huge bonus on all this collecting that we can do up here. Plus we'll get tons of copper. We can build copper roads and copper bars and stuff, you know, if we ever get the buildings for that. think that's okay, yeah, we need to mark those 2 trees. I don't need that one. Just to give us some space for another 3x3 building in here. Actually, that's only 2, isn't it? Yeah. Well, we need space. Though, you know, we really don't have that many people. So this is really looking horrible. I'm sure we'll recover, but that first event was really bad for us. Buy at least 5 perks or blueprints from traders. That's really expensive. 3 reputation points from events. We are 1.5 ways through that. Once our person's done here, that'll give us the half. And then, you know, all we need is another, like, crate and glade event. So, you know, we'll probably cut into, like, maybe this forbidden glade. I'm a little nervous about the forbidden glade. Maybe I should do this dangerous glade instead, because we need to chop these trees anyway. It's probably worth building a warehouse out here next to this farm. And then... yeah, we really don't need builders. We need, like, fuel. So the sea marrow deposit is nice. You know, we won't be racking up the extra stones, but that's fine. Or we can chop trees, which increases hostility, but does get us a source of food and leather and fuel. So, you know what? We'll start chopping towards our next goal here, and then I'll just make sure that we hold control, and which means it will not mark any trees that are on the border. And then I can come and delete the ones that I don't want. Oh, I do want that one back. Dang it. Alright, cool. Then I'll unmark these for now. And, I do want those chopped. You know what? I know I spent time marking that up, but I'm unmarking that too. We're going to have space here and here for some buildings, and we are going to need our blight rot post this year. So chop up those trees, please. And just these 2, we can build a farm. Though we don't need to. Not yet anyway. We don't have enough people for farming. God, that's bad. We will get some people from some of these missions if we can build them, like the housing, completing glade events, which that chest will count as one. And yeah, that's it. So, you know, that's 6 more people, which would double our population if we did it right now. But, yeah, cool. We'll be fine. Yep. Ooh. Let's get to it. Oh yeah, we need oil, and we don't have a way of getting oil. Except for the butcher. But that's where our blight rot post needs to go. Okay, so the blight rot posts will go right here. And then we need them producing planks in here. We'll prioritize this. We have enough bricks and parts. We just need the planks. And then this will need planks afterwards. Oh man, I feel like I really need farmers, but I also need people chopping wood. I definitely don't need people in the geyser, thank you. Yeah, let's take a trapper out. They'll be done with this cache soon enough, right? But, I mean, I'll throw a fox in there to get it done faster. Let's throw 2 people in here to farm, because I'm pretty sure we need that grain. It would be really nice to finish up this small warehouse, but I can't figure out, like, what I should be doing. This is definitely a lot harder than the last seal. In the last seal, I remember being, like, somewhat difficult. I mean, that's to be expected, right? 5 levels of prestige higher, which means 5 more ways that the game got a lot harder. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't need another harpy in here, huh? Probably need you building this blight post. Yeah, blight rot cysts appeared and it brought us up to 115% corruption, which means that 3 people would die, or maybe even 5, if I don't burn the cysts during the storm. Resource node destroyed. Yeah, we lost one of those, and we lost one of those. Dang it. Because we don't have oil yet. But we will be getting oil eventually to help pay for that thing here. But we do need those planks. Oh, and wood. Great. How many planks do we have? Oh, we've got enough planks. And we're working on planks for this, right? Oh, we got enough planks for that too? Yeah, let's not make any more planks. We need all of our wood now. So that means... Oh, they built the small warehouse too. That's good, because I need y'all up here doing that. Great. Dang, that sucks. It destroys resource nodes. But hey, at least it didn't delete our mushrooms, which we are now up to +3 on them, so that's really nice. Okay, yeah. Let's put someone in here, and they can use the 3C marrow. We're gonna have 5 cysts, so we'll get that going. I'm gonna need to build the beanery over here too. Porridge is gonna be real nice. Oh, but that's a 2x3. I could slot that in here, huh? That's nice. This is stressful. It was stressful. We probably got another 15 minutes before we call the end of part 1. But we'll be back to conquer it more in part 2. Plague of Darkness. The storm season is 100% longer. Some say this is the beginning of the end. Sacrificing good at the ancient hearth is banned. Okay. Yeah, that's not good. Did that even lower our hostility? No, it didn't. Woodcutters don't count towards hostility? Okay. Oh, that's not good. Okay, that'll save our foxes. If I put my one lizard in the smokehouse will save them, so that's good. We can put one in the ranch. That'll be good. Then how do we save the harpies? A little worried about the harpies. Because they're going to have to make it all the way through the storm with -2, which means I think we're going to lose them all. This sucks. I mean, we don't even have negative modifiers this time. I was just... Yeah, this is not good. These are like harpies and lizards are the two races I didn't want to bring. I wanted foxes, beavers, and humans, which I think is what I got on my last run, which was a very nice blessing. Yeah, this is not good. I think that harpies like working in the beanery, right? Let's just place it down and see. Oh, no. Oh, this takes clearance water. That changes everything. Get you out of there. I only have 3. Okay, yeah, so 1 out of the blight post. Oh, we only have to throw 1 in there? Sick. Okay. Changes everything, guys. So we were able to connect the pipes. The foxes are producing the rainwater. The rainwater will boost the resolve of the harpies working in here, which increases the average by quite a bit. That's another 10 that we're getting. Okay. Woo! Oh, I'm glad we figured that out. Okay, now, are there any recipes we want them producing? You know, I wish we could be making building materials. But, you know, maybe just 15 packs of provisions would be a nice little thing to have put together. We're also making jerky over here, but we're making it out of wood. So we'll make it out of sea marrow. And then, yeah, we're gonna need to start collecting the sea marrow, huh? Even though we don't have the extra clay and stone perk, it's, you know, it's fine. So the harpies are burning off the cysts. Oh, I wonder why I went up so high, but whatever. Oh, probably because of the storm's length. increased. How much corruption, because corruption builds up over time. So longer length means more corruption than it was expecting. Alright, and then, yeah, we're gonna take that harpy out because we don't want them in there. We want them on the mushrooms. And then, yeah, stop using my sea marrow. Thank you very much. And we'll get you back on the mushrooms as well, where you belong. It's offering us more people. This is good news. We will go for the lizards, because we've got a good building for them to work in. And then we're just going to give this guy a ton of ingredients to make stuff out of. Let's get rid of that plant fiber. I'm going to need that and reeds to produce fabric at some point. And then, yeah, we'll get the stonecutters camp built so that we can start gathering the sea marrow and then eventually clay and stuff. Luckily, we still have a farmer in here. My goodness, guys, this has been so rough. Yeah, we'll get through the storm, and then I think we'll be calling it for the night. But thank y'all so much for watching. I'm preemptively thanking you because I'm not sure that I'll think of it all this stuff at the very end. But I appreciate the viewership, especially from old coworkers and friends and stuff, and new viewers. All sounds great to me. Really, just let me know what I can do better or worse. I appreciate everything. I'm not always right, in spite of what my name says. And we got orders in the middle of the storm because the storm is extra long. 5 pigment for every 10 insects. Oh man. We can't be sure about either of this. We'll pick that when something else pops up. Actually, I should have them over here getting wood, because I need to be cutting into this next glade this next year and increasing my hostility and reducing my chance of survival, but giving me access to more resources. We're gonna need to build the butcher, huh? So we can get the oil. Oh no, we still got that last mushroom thing in the way. Okay, that's fine. It's not the end of the world. It's not. Yeah, I think foxes, beavers, and humans are my favorites. +1 copper production's interesting. We could just buy some cheap ones to get past this first seal. What's our cornerstone? Gain 20 coal for every 3 cysts burned. That's interesting. Every 3 cysts burned lowers hostility by 10. But while the hearth is corrupted, I'm unable to sacrifice. All farms can plant mushrooms, which is really interesting. I wish there was a better hostility reduction one. This might even be the best for us. Because our hostility is going to be getting worse and worse, right? But all farms being able to plant mushrooms would be pretty funny because we have that ramping mushroom thing going already, and that would proc that very often. Plus the mushrooms are producing insects for us based off of another perk. I think I'd be stupid not to pick this one, even though I don't typically think of it as a legendary one. Mushrooms and grain sounds great. 9 mushrooms. That's cool. Okay, and what's our seal at? We need 3 more perks. Okay. So we could afford to get 3 perks off this guy, but it wouldn't be the +1 copper production if we did that. So maybe the next guy. Cause I'm gonna be honest, I really like that. Villagers moving faster sounds good. Builders building faster is not as good as villagers moving faster, in my opinion. So we'll just grab that. Someone could make a convincing argument for why I'm wrong, but I don't think builders building 50% faster happens often enough to justify it. So then we only need 1 more perk. Yeah. So we can wait for the next trader and for, you know, some amber to come in through trade routes, or we could try and force it with 13.75 amber worth. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get there. No, we are so low on resources. Yeah, I mean, we could, but I don't think it's worth the force. In fact, I would be more likely to rob the guy than I would be to get that amber from him. It says buy them, so it's probably a good idea that I don't attack traders that are coming through, you know, I guess. Alright, well that's it for today. We got that +1 copper, so when we build that copper mine or 2, that'll be really nice for us. Plus we'll be collecting extra copper off of any clay that we're harvesting off the ground, big or small. And then, you know, we've got that ramping mushrooms up to +3 right now, and it's probably going to get to +4 real soon. Where's that? Yeah, we're at 15 out of 25. So 10 more harvests out of the 17 remaining over here, we will get another one ramped up, which would be real nice. Hopefully we can clear this out soon so I can place down my butcher, though I might have to just place it somewhere else so that we can get the oil for this next year that's coming. We are in the clearance. Or we are in the drizzle, so we're about to start planting our mushrooms and grain over here. I should probably put a farmer in there before I forget. Yeah, we can pull that person out of there and that person out of there. Increase the carrying capacity of our people, and we'll start harvesting the nice little sea marrow off the ground and getting some free stone and stuff. That'll be great, you know. Let's deactivate that. We don't need to be making any more packs of provisions. Thank you very much, these guys. You know, I bet we only need 1 of them in there, and 1 of them in here, and then 1 of them over there. And then I'm cool with collecting reeds. We're using that for our ranch. This seems like a good place to leave it. Alright, so that's what's going on. Thank y'all so much for watching, especially if you don't even understand what's going on in this game. You know, hopefully you can follow it, but you know, let me know if you have any questions, and I'll try and answer them on my next stream for future viewers. Anyways, thanks again. And wait, Slice was right? Slice wasn't right, was he? Slice wasn't right. Slice was